Big security breach inside Lok Sabha today. We're getting you these pictures. Proceedings were on, as always, 0 hour today. And this man that you see, in fact, on your screens right now. In fact, the MPs obviously look confused from the visitors gallery. He actually jumped into the chamber here and tried to, in fact, jump from one desk to the other, obviously leading to chaos and confusion among the MPs here, as you can see in these pictures. In fact, the MP was speaking, turned behind a couple of times to see what's going on. These MPs right here, obviously visibly confused and worried as to what really had happened. This was one visitor from the visitors gallery. Now, one person has been identified as one Sagar, and he has been identified and detained by the police right now. One more person, in fact, there were two people from the visitors gallery, in fact, who jumped into the chamber in this fashion, tried to hop on from one desk to the other, is what most MPs are essentially saying. They used in canisters. There was some yellow gas that was seen, in fact, inside the chambers, is what many MPs say, but they were immediately detained. However, this is a huge security breach in Lok Sabha. And remember, this comes on a day that India is commemorating the 22nd year of the horrific parliament attack that took place on the 13th of December, the year 2001. Look at these pictures. In fact, the MP was speaking, and MPs were, in fact, the man named Sagar. In fact, we've identified and given out those details already of Sagar, who breached the Lok Sabha security. One of the MPs also did say that he did ask the security officials as to who was behind this. The man named Sagar breached the Lok Sabha. Arvind Sawant, in fact, MP, was there at that point in time. Mr. Sawant, you were there. We heard from you. Give us the details as to what really happened in Lok Sabha today and what time.
The 0 hour business was going on, and I was luckily sitting with the minister to plead him about the BSNL activities. Mr. Ashwini was there, and Mr. Shashi Tharoor was mentioning his 0 hour business, his question, his demand, you can say. And suddenly I saw two boys stood up. One of them hung to the gallery and then jumped down. The other one also hung for a moment and then jumped down. Both of them jumped down, started jumping from one bench to another, because during jury hours the entire house is not represented. So few MPs were there whose 0 is there, and some of the others also were present, but the number was few. And then suddenly they started jumping from one bench to other bench, and the MPs caught them. When he came to the passage, we caught them. But while doing so, he removed his shoes. And after removing the shoes, the gas started coming. Yellow gas, like a tear gas. It was, the burning sensation started in our nose and ear, the eyes. And the other one also did the same thing. Both of them have been caught. And the entire house is now flooded with the gas now. We don't know what sort of gas it is, but nobody got infected. That means maybe a tear gas or something like that. The gas was there. They were carrying the gas, maybe there in the shoes. The lapse of security also very serious thing is there.
Okay, Mr. Sawant, I'm just going to ask you for more details since you were an eyewitness yourself. There's been an incident even outside Parliament where there was some yellow gas that was used, is what we see in our pictures. Essentially, you're saying that there was something hidden in the shoes. Now, as far as the Parliament is concerned, there is very tight security for journalists, for visitors. Bodies are checked thoroughly. Bags are not allowed to be taken. We are not allowed to take in our phones. I want to understand from you, this appears to be a huge breach of security and this is something that clearly can't go neglected at this point in time, isn't it? This could have been far worse.
Metallic security frame is there to detect any metal is being carried or what. But the gases, you can see the powder. You can't make out. I don't think the powder cannot be recognized when somebody is coming with the shoes. Then this is really a serious thing. So we have to be very careful. And the worst part of it is that it's a very day. It was on 13th of December 2001. The extremists attacked, the terrorists attacked the parliament. On the very day, these boys have done the same thing in the parliament today.
Essentially, Mr. Sawant, what we've seen and what you're telling us is that there's something that came out of the shoe which we are not required to take off while entering parliament. And that's where the breaches happened.
Yeah, we have to be very serious about it. Forget about politics. It is a threat to the nation. How can someone do like this? And how can they get entry into the parliament like this? The government will take it care.
Definitely. Mr. Sawant, I want to ask you, one person has been identified as Sagar. Is there anything that you picked up while you were in parliament today about who the other person is? What details do we have of them?
I don't know. The other guy could not see. The one guy was caught. He was fainted, and he was some treatment was given, and then the security took him away. So I don't know the names also of both the guys, because everybody said, "The gas is there. You go away, go away." So that is what is happening in the parliament.
And so essentially what happened was that when the house was quickly adjourned, like we heard, all of you quickly rushed out, obviously worried about your safety and security.
He's worried about our security instead of, it's okay. What would have happened had it been a bomb?
True.
Somebody would have gone. But then that is what the question. What would have happened had it been a bomb? So there has to be, care has to be taken.
A huge concern here. Mr. Sawant, of course, the Prime Minister isn't there today. I just want to get a sense from you on who were the ministers who were present in the House at that point in time?
Yeah, Mr. Ashwini was there. Ashwini was there. Dr. Ashwini and the other gentleman from Health Minister also was there. Both
Mr. Mansukh, Dr. Mansukh Mandavia. Dr. Mansukh Mandavia was there.
Okay. We were sitting adjacent to each other and we were discussing some other issues. And I was sitting with him only.
You know, how much time did this happen in? Like within how many minutes, if you can give us an estimate, this man just started to create this chaos and confusion, jumped in from the chamber and, disrupted the proceedings. Within how many seconds was he taken away by the police or the security there first?
It took hardly 2 seconds. Even even a minute. You can say within a minute. They jumped. They started jumping from one bench to another. On the benches, they were jumping. Then they came into the passage between the benches, caught by the MPs. MPs waved them. They caught them. MPs caught them, and were brought to the. By that time, the gases started coming. So those who were in that house started leaving the house.